Let's get into something real quick. So I know I tell Americans be careful with holding too much cash because savers tend to lose over time when it comes to inflation. So should Guyanese hold USD? Now that's a fair question. And the answer to that is very layered. You see, first, you need to understand something. All currencies lose value over time. Not just the GYD, not just the USD, all currencies use value over time. So, yes, the US dollar is losing its value. You see, every time the US Federal Reserve expands their money supply in order to manage debt and to stimulate growth and stabilize crisis, that little expansion that they're doing reduces the purchasing power slowly. So when Americans don't sit in cash, it's because inflation will quietly erode their savings. One thing for sure, cash guarantees loss slowly, but it does guarantee loss. But here's the thing, Guyana is a bit different. You see, if you live in a country where most goods are imported and priced in US dollars, and this doesn't only apply to Guyana. If you're in Trinidad, you're in Barbados, and you know to yourself, you look at your supermarkets and you see a lot of imported goods, then this applies to you as well. You see, your local currency is structurally weak, and inflation doesn't just feel slow for you, it feels fast. It's happening at a much rapid rate because you're not just fighting inflation, you're also fighting the exchange rate pressure too. You see, that's why one USD is equal to 204 Guyanese dollars. It's not just about oil. Guyana is very rich when it comes to oil, but yet we see the pressure here on our local currency. You see, it trades structure, global confidence, and risk perception. So, should Guyanese hold US dollars? As a defensive move, yes. But holding USD can protect you from local currency depreciation. It also helps us stabilize purchasing power when GYD weakens. But here's the truth, USD is still cash. At the end of the day, USD is still cash and it is eroding to inflation at a slower rate than you're seeing it in your country. So it protects you from the local currency risk, but it does not protect you from level one, local currency. That's where your highest vulnerability lies. Then there's two. There's a strong reserve currency like the USD, which can be used as a defensive hedge. Now level three is where we get into assets. Assets deals with ownership, stewardship, hard assets, productive capital. You see, Americans, those of us in the diaspora, we get to skip level two because we already live, work, earn in USD. But smaller countries like Guyana, for example, often need level two before they can realistically move to level three. And that's the key difference. You see, this is not about our nationality, it's about our position. If you live in a strong currency, if you live in a country with a strong currency, you get to move immediately beyond cash. But if you live in a country with a weaker currency, you first have to stabilize, then build assets. So you have that little extra step. But nobody builds wealth long term by holding currency alone. You see, wealth is built through ownership, through land, through businesses, precious metals like gold and silver, and equities, productive systems. Now, here's a little deeper part for you. If everyone in a small country abandons the local currency and only holds USD, it weakens the confidence in the nation's currency even more. So, what protects the individual doesn't always strengthen the nation. And that's where real tension builds. So, here's a little bit of a mature answer for you. Yes, stabilize in strong currency if needed. Okay? But don't stop there. Currency is a tool, just as skills are, and ownership is protection. And the world doesn't reward savers, it does reward owners, though.